Treasure and trash is a way to start debate, to form opinions. Opinions are very different from ideas and very different about visionary thoughts. They are based on our preconceptions, based on our own perceptions of our communities and the things that were wrong with it. But that's good, that's what we want. We want people to engage with those things, to unearth those kind of opinions and bring them to the fore, because they form the basis of debate and dialogue in a democratic way.
Using the iPads and iPhones, it's the novelty aspect. It has to be fun, it has to be engaging, they have to enjoy it, there has to be something for them to press and play with, and rather than just sending them out and saying, do this, you don't want it to feel like work. You don't want it to feel like a task, a chore, homework. If they're going to become engaged in these processes, they have to enjoy them. There has to be something they're going to get back from it as well.
Go out into the world with your devices, take video, take pictures, create content. Of course, content is very much part of the currency of young people's sharing processes and the way that they often communicate.
As soon as you gave them any technology at any point in the workshops, they just were off with them. They knew how to use them. They had this almost like digital native understanding of exactly what to do.
In neighbourhood planning processes, community-led planning processes, generally speaking, consultations tend to happen around things like surveys. Young people aren't necessarily engaged in participating in surveys. What this process does is provide a kind of really easy to grasp, quite polarised, quite binary process of thinking what's treasure in your community and what's trash.
By having the treasure and trash, it's almost everything they see they can label as one or the other.
You can't really get it wrong. Any device that you have, digital device, can effectively be co-opted into this process. So, simple as that, you ask people to go out into the community and form an opinion, present an opinion.
It didn't have to be specific physical sites, such as buildings or an area of land, but it could be a general problem within the whole neighbourhood. So it could be an environmental issue such as litter, or crime, or problems that would affect a whole area.
Them identifying what there is around their community, and it's about opening the door and having a conversation.
Some might like a playing field, others might want to turn it into something else instead because of their preferences.
The technology really helps to do that. It kickstarts the process and allows people very accessible ways, very easy ways to start to form those opinions and even recognise the things that they take for granted in terms of the way they think about things, and lay them out there and put them out there and make them shareable in formats that are very accessible to a lot of people.
So by doing the treasure and trash activity as a group activity, it already started to question and create discussions and arguments over what was treasure and what was trash, and they began to understand each other's opinions, or maybe not understand, but at least listen to them. Usually from a day-to-day basis, you can wander around where you live and not think, and walk past the same building every day and not even look at it properly.
With doing the activity at Priory School with a group of young people who live in different areas of the town, is that they each started discovering different places, or they were discovering other views and other opinions on somewhere.
I've got my iPad and now we're walking around our community. I see this every day. I've never really questioned why it's not used.
They might not like an area of ground because it's not something they access, it looks untidy and it's a mess. But someone else has then come forward saying, actually, I do like that area because down through that way there is a clearing and there's something that you can use.
Everyone's opinion is going to be different, so it's this joint inquiry which the treasure and trash activity allowed them to do, where as you can all agree that there's going to be certain problems with the neighbourhood where you live in.
So then they start to have a discussion, and the discussion then is, well, okay, it is a mess, is there something we could look at making it nicer? How can this be kept and looked at for the future? It no longer just comes about, I don't like that and I do.
The identification of these places that led to their ideas, if they noticed a problem with something, they usually would say what they'd want there instead.
Actually, here's somewhere that I really like going. And it might not be the play park, it might not be somewhere that was created, it could just be a space that has naturally formed and that people go to. And then suddenly other members of the community are aware of it and they can help protect it, they can help keep it going and to keep it safe for other young people in the future.